Welcome to Power On with Epsilon, where we talk about people, ideas, and innovations that are powering growth at Epsilon Group. Today, we have with us a visionary leader, Mr. Gaurav Mathur, who is the CEO of Epsilon Carbon. Under his stewardship, the organization has not just grown to new heights, but is setting new standards in circularity, innovation, and many other things. Welcome to the show, Gaurav.
Thank you very much, Sahil. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, first of all, let's dive into the business. Can you tell our viewers a little bit more about what the company really does, what industries we are serving, the products we are building, etc.?
So, Epsilon was established in 2010 and commenced operations in 2017. We are a company that makes carbon derivative products. There are primarily two lines of business. One is carbon black, and the other is specialty carbon. Carbon black primarily serves the tire industry, and tires are made of rubber, and carbon black is a very integral part of the tire. About 30% of a tire is carbon black, and it provides the strength to the tires. Otherwise, rubber is too malleable to perform on its own. Also, carbon black finds itself in everything that is black. If you think about this mic over here, the black color over here has carbon black in it. The mic over here has carbon black in it. Our mobile phones have carbon black in it. Anything black has carbon black in it. The other product line is specialty carbons, where our primary product is coal tar pitch, which goes into the aluminum industry as anode. And that's also an integral part of aluminum manufacture. In addition, we make a number of other products, specialty chemicals, etc., which find use as raw materials and intermediates in various industries like pharmaceuticals and agrochemicals. We have an integrated facility in Vijayanagar in Karnataka, which has both our carbon black and specialty carbon plants. So that's a little bit of a update or a little bit of a summary of what we do in Epsilon Carbon.
Right. So I want to dive right into the meat of it. So we know that the company is powered by a cutting edge R&D lab because that's critical to what you're doing. So can you talk a little bit about some of the innovations or scientific breakthroughs that have really come out of your labs, and any next gen materials that are in the pipeline that you can tell us about?
So we've tailor-made our carbon black to suit the special requirements of the tire industry. So for each type of tire, whether it is passenger tire or if it is off-road tires, we have grades of carbon black which meet those requirements. In addition, on the coal tar pitch side, we again tailor-make our coal tar pitch for specific requirements of the customers, the different aluminum smelters, whether they be in India or whether customers in the Middle East and rest of the world. Recent innovation that we've done is that we've launched our recycled tire carbon black called Terra Black. So carbon black is usually made from fossil materials, but recycled carbon black, which we've using, is made from end of life tires, which usually find their way into landfills.
Right.
Or are, it's a huge issue globally how
Right.
to dispose of these end of life tires. So Terra Black has been a very innovative, and the way we've made it by blending it with virgin carbon black to make grades which can be readily used by the industry.
Right, right. So, and I think this must be very good for organizations that have an ESG mandate and to reduce waste. I think this would be a perfect solution for those companies. right?
Absolutely. It's quite transformative because it's a very big global problem how to get rid of end of life tires. And it also absolutely reduces the fossil fuel usage when we use recycled tires to make Terra Black.
Oh, that's fantastic. And that leads me to my next question on circularity. So we know that circularity is a big part of the company's processes. So can you talk a little bit about how it works in terms of the things that you're doing in the organization?
Absolutely. So we look at circularity as a absolute concurrent, integral part of our business operations, and are focused on all three aspects: resource circularity, energy circularity, as well as water circularity. In terms of resource circularity, we actually have we use coal tar, which is actually a waste product from the steel industry, as our key input raw material. for both the carbon black and the specialty carbon business. Further, byproducts which are generated or subproducts which are generated from the specialty carbon business, we either sell them or we are able to use them in our carbon black business. So all the material that we get is used fully in our uh, value stream. In terms of energy circularity, we are very proud that we do not buy any fossil fuel based energy and are 100% self reliant on energy internally. This is because of the hot gases which are generated from our carbon black plant. They are used to power our captive power plant, which supplies our entire site, not just the carbon black, but the full site. And lastly, of course, in terms of water, we have advanced treatment facilities which ensure that we are able to recycle the water and use it in our site for gardening purposes, etc.
Right. No, that's great. And I think that's a visionary step because these things will become mandatory over time. And it seems like the organization is moving ahead of the curve and setting these things in place even before the government asks everyone to put these mandates in place.
You've said it very well, Sahil. We are compliance and mandatory requirements are the very basics for us. We are constantly looking at how we can add to sustainability and circularity. Um, if I talk a little bit more about sustainability, it's not only in the manufacturing process, but uh, we have used specially made electric tankers powered by electric batteries to transport coal tar from the nearby steel plant. And recently, now we have embarked into converting our coal tar tankers, which come from a distance. Instead of diesel, we have started to use LNG, and LNG is significantly better than diesel in terms of carbon dioxide emissions, carbon monoxide emissions, and nitrogen, as well as particulate matter. So, sustainability for us is not just in manufacturing, but across the value chain. And we are constantly driving that as an integral part of our business.
So we know that at Epsilon, quality and compliance are absolute non-negotiables. So can you talk about some of the initiatives that the organization is taking in this direction, given the complexity of the products and processes that you have is immense. So can you talk about some of the things that you're doing on that front?
So we have the ISO certifications as a minimum requirement.
Mhm.
And in addition to that, we have responsible care, ISCC, and EcoVadis silver certifications. And these are all global certifications which put us in the top percentage of the companies globally. And we have very strong internal processes which are aligned with customer needs. So the starting point for quality is actually understanding customer need and then designing our processes and operations to meet that. We have a very rigorous process of checking quality at every stage, right till the time the product is being loaded onto the truck or onto the tanker and being dispatched. And we are constantly looking for feedback from our customers in order to improve our quality and meet their exacting requirements.
Right, that's great. So we also know that the company has already expanded quite a bit at the national level. So are there any initiatives or steps that you're taking to expand production at the moment that you can talk about?
So currently, we have a production capacity in excess of 200,000 tons of carbon black and 300,000 tons of coal tar distillation. We are expanding our footprint in East India and building a greenfield site over there for our specialty carbon products, where we'll make coal tar pitch, naphthalene, and other specialty products like carbazole and anthraquinone. In terms of expansion abroad, actually, I'm very proud that we are very strong make in India,
Right.
right? And we export to more than 20 countries across the world, whether it is the Middle East, whether it is Europe, whether it is the Americas. So at this point in time, we do not have any plans to make products outside of India. We would rather want to grow and increase our capacities in India and export from India.
So build in Bharat and sell globally. That's the
That's right.
strategy.
Make in India, make in Bharat, and sell to all over the world.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm sure our PM would be very happy to hear that approach.
Yes, we are very well aligned with the Atmanirbhar policy of the government of India. and we strongly believe in it.
That's very inspiring. So in the industry itself, I believe a lot of tectonic shifts and changes must be happening. So can you talk about some shifts that are playing out and how Epsilon Carbon is either adapting to it or even propelling some of those shifts in the industry?
So, one of the key focus areas for the global industry as a whole is sustainability. And that is where we are taking a lot of initiatives in terms of what I mentioned, Terra Black, which is going to be a major thrust. And to give you a perspective, when we launched it at the Bharat Mobility event in February this year, there was a lot of interest generated not only in companies within India, but also global companies which approached us with a uh, lot of inquiries as to how they can use this Terra Black and also improve their sustainability characteristics. So that is a critical element of the change that the industry is seeing. In addition, as we progress, we are understanding customer needs better and tailoring our products to what their specific requirements are, um, for tires or for as we move to the EV, electric vehicles. They are heavier than normal tires. So, how do we position ourselves to support the tires required for the EV market?
Very interesting. So now let's switch gears a little bit and talk about some behind the scenes stories. So firstly, can you talk about one pivotal moment that redefined the journey of Epsilon?
I think that would be we were the first company to start exporting a liquid pitch to the Middle East. So in the Middle East, also we have a number of aluminum uh, smelters as our customers, and they also need liquid pitch for making anodes. So we were the first in India to do that by setting up tankage facilities at Mangalore port, and now that has become a regular part of our business. So that opened up a whole new customer base for us, as well as uh, enabled India to export more and compete with Chinese.
So can you tell us about a tough business decision that the company had to take, which may have seemed very difficult while you were taking it, but ultimately it proved to be a good one in the long term?
I would put it like this. I would say it's not really a tough decision, but it's a decision which is intimately linked to our value, which is quality. So even if we have a product that comes out which has a marginal quality issue, we take the strong call not to send it to our customers. Or even if a customer has some complaint, we are willing to take our product back to make sure that the customer is always delighted.
Yeah, I think that's very important to develop that trust and the positioning of global quality that we bring to the table.
Absolutely. It's a value that we are very intimately linked to.
Right. No, I think that makes sense because ultimately it's the culture that you're preserving and carrying forward. And I think that's the recipe for growth in any organization. So that's good to know. In terms of sustainability, can you talk about any one initiative around sustainability or being environmentally conscious that even exceeded your expectations?
It is work in progress, but the Terra Black product that we have launched, the level of interest that we have got on that is actually exceeded our expectations for sure. Um, Global companies have approached us, and the way we have made that product is that we have blended it with our existing products and made something which is equally or good or even better and can be used in both the tire and non-tire markets. So that would be a very significant step on sustainability, because disposal of end of life tires is a major global issue.
Correct. Correct. No, that's great. We all love hearing stories about teamwork and how teams have stepped up during critical junctures in the company's journey. So, any such story that comes to your mind that you would like to share with us today?
Well, a recent story would be how our we've just built and commissioned a new carbon black plant, and our project team, our procurement team, and our operations team, they've all come together to put this plant up and start it up and achieve quality parameters on all the products in a very very collaborative manner, which is and collaboration is one of the values for the organization. So that was a very it's very satisfying for us as an organization to see how the teams have come together. And obviously, as you start up a new plant, there are challenges which come up, but the team has overcome those challenges and pushed ahead.
Okay, so to round things off, we'll now have some personal questions for you. So, firstly, can you talk about one leadership philosophy that you live by?
If there is one that you would ask me, I would say is authenticity. And that by that I mean be honest with yourself and be honest with your team.
Interesting. What excites you the most about the next phase of Epsilon Carbon's journey?
The growth. We've achieved a lot in the recent years and we are poised for significant growth in the coming years.
And if you had to describe Epsilon's culture in one line, what would that be?
I would say it's dynamic, pushing the boundaries and delivering today and building for tomorrow.
Fascinating. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for joining us today and sharing the vision and ambition that's driving Epsilon's growth.
Thank you, Sahil. It was a pleasure.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in and stay tuned for more stories and inspiring conversations about Epsilon and its journey into the future.